already seen ads for this desk. It's the EVERDESK Max, and I've used it for more than a year now, so I'm going to tell you by the end of this video whether you should or should not buy this desk and which accessories you should get if you do end up buying. Big disclaimer, these desks were sent to me by EVERDESK more than a year ago. They sent me a total of 3 tables and I've worked with them in the past. But this is a completely honest review. They've had no chance to review it, give me feedback, and they have had no control over this video at all. If you still don't trust me, that's fine, but I do implore you to listen with an open mind. Let's start with the design, and the design of this desk is really quite nice. You get a choice of 4 different tabletop options. You can either get it in this oak laminate finish, which I quite like. It's like an Apple Store vibe, or you can get it in a walnut laminate finish, which is also quite nice, a dark wood one. These two cost $120 extra, by the way, or you can get it in glossy white or glossy black. Do note though that the glossy black version does not support this uni-groove feature, part of their whole EVERDESK accessory ecosystem, which we'll talk about later in the video, so stay tuned for that. You can also choose what color you want the metal frame underneath to be. There's supposed to be a nice metal cover here. I just took it off because I had to adjust some things. Overall, I think it looks really quite nice with the right color combinations, and there's this really cool thing about its design here. This little indentation means that you can push it up against the desk and still have stuff going down like cables if your desktop does not have the uni-groove system, or you just don't want to use that for cable management for some reason. So yes, you can still have cables running behind your desk. Another thing I've liked about the EVERDESK is that they're well built and really quite sturdy. They have no wobble, no shakiness, and they can withstand most of the heavy setups I've put on it over the last couple of months. The motors are strong and they can withstand the weight that they're rated for no problem, and they go up and down really quite smoothly, which is a good thing. Speaking of up and down, let's talk about the fact that this is a sit-stand desk and I am seated down right now. So let's stand up. Now that we are all standing up, I have to be honest with you, I don't really use the standing feature of my sit-stand desk all that much. This is not a mark against EVERDESK. I just stand up once every hour anyway because I can't really sit for that long. But I do know a lot of people that really do take advantage of the sit-stand feature on a sit-stand desk. And for those people, you'll be glad to hear that this standing function is really good. It gets pretty high up. I'm 1.78 meters tall for context. And unless you're LeBron James, you should be able to get this desk at a height that is comfortable enough for you when you're standing up. So you might be like, why then have a sit-stand desk if you don't actually stand up and use it? Well, I actually use it really for one main thing: convenient and easy height adjusts for posture and ergonomics. Sometimes when I'm gaming, I want my desk to be a bit higher. When I'm typing, I want my desk to be a bit lower. When I'm writing, I want my desk higher again. Depending on what task I'm doing, I can quickly and easily adjust the height of my desk, which means I can adjust it to fit my ergonomic needs perfectly anytime, anywhere. Well, not anywhere, because I'm not bringing my desk everywhere with me. But that means less fatigue, better ergonomics, better posture, and better comfort, which are all important in this day and age where we're trying to stay healthy. Because this is the EVERDESK Plus Max version, not the light one with the lower end controller, this is completely controlled via this thing called the Health Hub code. I really like how easy it is to adjust the height of a desk. You just twist the knob, which I think is more intuitive than the up and down buttons you find on other sit-stand desks. There are also 3 presets buttons, which are really convenient for setting different preset heights, and it's really easy to set a preset. You just press the EVERDESK button, which shows a heart, then press the number you want to save the preset to, and bada bing, bada boom, it's done. You can also access the menu and change the settings for the desk through the same controller, and that is where it starts to get a bit problematic. Now do note, EVERDESK is planning to change and upgrade the Health Hub controller coming January 1st, so if you think this issue that I'm going to mention is going to be a deal breaker for you, which it really shouldn't because it's just a settings menu, it's not that bad, then wait for that. So to access the settings menu, you press and hold the EVERDESK Plus button for like 10 seconds, and then you can access the settings menu. Then you navigate through the menu with the 1 and 3 buttons going left and right. This allows you to turn on and off this Health Hub controller alarm, which basically alerts you every set period of time, which you can decide how long it is, reminds you to stand up by vibrating or just showing a visual notification. So 15 minute, 30 minute, 60 minute, whatever, up to you. The next setting here is the lock, which allows you to set a lock that requires you to basically unlock it so you don't accidentally bump the settings and like adjust the height of your desk when you don't want to, which is quite nice because, you know, if you stand up and you've got a fat arse, you're gonna hit the buttons so the preset and adjust the height by accident. So that's quite nice of a feature. The next thing is this allows you to set a minimum height and a maximum height for the desk so you don't exceed this limit, so you don't accidentally bump your desk into something when you're adjusting the height of the desk, just in case you got something above or below the table that you don't want to hit. This then allows you to adjust the type of notification you're going to get. So you can get different types of vibrations, which is going to be great for the ladies, and you can also turn it off, which is what I do because, well, that's where the first issue I have with the Health Hub controller thing comes into play. So my first issue with this is that the health hub notification is, in theory, a good concept. I think having an alert built into your desk to remind you to stand up, walk around, be healthy a little bit is actually a really good thing. I appreciate it. And having that vibration notification reminds me to stand up or at least go for a walk or go to the toilet or do something instead of sitting down non-stop. But the problem is, this is on a set timer, so it vibrates every 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 60 minutes. And it does not have a cut-off time because there's no clock in this desk, which means if you have your desk in your bedroom, it's going to vibrate at 3 a.m. because it's vibrating every 60 minutes or 45 minutes, and that is going to wake you up, which I learned the hard way, which meant I have to turn off the vibration notification sound, which means you won't notice the notification and you won't be reminded to stand up and be healthy, which obviously means zero effect. I don't know if they're fixing this in the next generation, but I really do hope they add some sort of timing cutoff so that this table won't send notifications in the middle of the night. I want to be able to sleep in peace without my desk reminding to stand up when I am sleeping. Because in its current state, I have to choose between having the function be very suboptimal or have the function wake me up when I don't want to. Next issue I have is with the settings menu taking so damn long to get into. I don't know if you noticed, but I need to press and hold the EVERDESK logo for like a good 10 seconds just to access the menu. And that's kind of annoying because like you just have to hold it and you just kind of wait there and you just fall asleep and then oh, the settings menu is finally popped up. Now if I only had to access the setting menu once, that would be fine, but the thing is, every time you enter a setting, select a setting, and you press OK, it then resets you to the home page, which means if you want to change another setting on top of that, you have to press and hold the EVERDESK button for another 10 seconds to access the menu, which is extremely frustrating. I know these are small annoyances, but they do get on your nerves if you're someone who's constantly tweaking with settings like me, but I think for most people, they're really small annoyances that really shouldn't be deal breakers or affect your decision all that much. And besides, as I've said, they're updating the Health Hub controller in a couple of months, which I'm excited to see if they fix these issues. Another large part about buying a EVERDESK Plus is the accessory ecosystem that it has. Now, I don't really have many accessories mounted on this particular desk, but I have tested all the accessories. They've sent it to me and I've used them, and I can tell you which one is the most worth it and which ones are a bit like, you probably shouldn't get. So most of the accessories that EVERDESK Plus sells is built around this thing called the Uni-Groove system, which is kind of like a groove in the middle of the desk that allows cables to pass through. It's like a cable management hole. It also allows you to screw things into and mount things like monitor arms, shelves, and all that stuff, and that's really quite nice. Thing is though, some of the accessories that support this Uni-Groove thing are a little bit pricey. I'll tell you what is worth it and what isn't. These felt cable management things are pretty nice and they're perfectly cut pieces of felt that hold your cable in place in the Uni-Groove system, and they are pretty pricey, but they're a one-time purchase, so if you do like the aesthetic of it, it's not a bad choice. The under-table cable tray which you can get is totally worth it, and you should get because it allows you to get a much cleaner setup, but the cable spine is not worth it because you can find one for like $5 on Lazada. The monitor arm you can put in a Uni-Groove system is a pretty good integration. It allows you to hide your cables neatly that go into your monitor, into your screen, or into your laptop, because you can actually use the monitor arm with a laptop stand, so it can kind of be like a half laptop, half monitor arm stand, so it's very nice and very clean and very well integrated. But there are some issues with it. One, it's not really like a modern friction-based monitor arm. This is a friction-based mic arm, but you get the idea. A lot of monitor arms these days can kind of be friction-based, so they can be easily moved like this. The arm that EVERDESK Plus sells is a traditional screwed down one that is tightened by knobs, and which means every time you want to adjust the height of your laptop or your monitor that's mounted to the arm, you need to unscrew something, adjust it, then screw it back, which is rather old-fashioned and rather troublesome. Thankfully though, these arms have a degree of tilt and pan adjust, but they don't have any height adjust, which I think for a lot of people is very common. Like sometimes you're leaned over like this so you want your monitor down, sometimes you want to sit straight up so you move your monitor up. I know I can move the height of the desk, but I want to be able to move the height of my monitor individually as well. Hope they upgrade their integrated monitor arm soon, because I want to have the best of both worlds, of having a friction-based monitor arm that allows me to quickly adjust things and also have it be well integrated into my EVERDESK through the Uni-Groove system, which currently I can't. I also really like the modular desk shelves because they screw in and fit seamlessly on top of the Uni-Groove system, and they also have the same finish as your desk, so they match really aesthetically pleasingly. But at $79 or $120 for small little shelves, that's really not worth it. What is totally worth it in my opinion is the pegboard. It's only $49 and it's clamps on and fits the table very, very nicely. There's another thing called the under-desk shelf that kind of just slides into place, and I really like how well executed it is. The only problem is that it's $120, and for what's essentially a piece of metal that's kind of like a basket hooked onto the side of my desk, it is quite pricey. But it is very, very convenient. So if you really need under-desk shelf storage and you want it to be integrated nicely into your whole sit-stand setup, it could be more justifiable than those modular desk shelves that they sell. Conclusion then, should you buy the EVERDESK Plus Max? Fundamentally, on its own, this desk is actually quite a good desk. If not for its glitches in its menu, it's basically done near flawless. It's well built, it looks good, it works well, and really can withstand any weight I've thrown at it. And I've had zero long-term issues where they're really like deal breakers. The main issue is with the menu system, which is not something that you really have to worry about all that often. Once you set your settings, you kind of just forget about it. So it's a one-time thing and it's a really small annoyance to begin with. Also, while some of the accessories are, in my opinion, too expensive to be justifiable, you don't have to buy them. You're not forced to buy them, so there's no real issue there. I'll just close one eye. For me, the most important part is, does the EVERDESK Plus Max perform well on its own? Because that's what you're mainly paying for, right? The desk. And the truth is, it is, and it's quite reasonably priced compared to its competition. It looks good and it offers the features that you need. And the thing is, if you want to save another couple $100 and don't want to deal with the unnecessary features that you don't care about, you can just buy the EVERDESK Plus Lite, which is cheaper, has a simpler control scheme, but it does save you a bunch of money. So yeah, I don't see any problems with getting an EVERDESK. It is worth the money. It gets the job done and performs well enough for the price, and it's a very competitive product. Also, I know EVERDESK, OmniDesk, and maybe even like Secret Lab might be watching this video. So please, one of you just make a whiteboard laminated finished desk. I want to be able to write things on top of my table with whiteboard marker. Just give me that, please. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys around.